right, welcome to today's meditation time. As you allow your body to get comfortable in the spot that you've chosen, just allow the eyes to gently close, or at least just take your gaze down to a spot where the distractions are a little bit less. And just begin to settle in, just with a slow breath in and a full breath out. And just really honor the fact that here you are. Not here you are in your meditation practice, but here you are in this beautiful present moment. It begins as you breathe in, and then it gently ends as you breathe out, followed by the next amazing and precious present moment. So just allow yourself in your own way to settle in. We've been on this journey looking at the challenges that face us every day, these things that unite us, regardless of geography or age or belief system or culture. As long as we're alive on this planet, there are challenges. And the thing that binds us all together as humans is that we struggle to understand the why. We struggle to understand why when we do good things, sometimes life is still hard. Sometimes challenges still come. And so how do we maintain the peace and the ease and the calm that this practice nurtures and develops within each of us amidst the challenges? And so just a couple of days ago, I was thinking about this as I was standing in the backyard on this very strange December day and just watching it rain. It was hot and it was humid and it was raining and it didn't feel very much like winter. And so I just watched the rain and thought how lucky we are. How lucky we are that the earth is being nourished. The grass is being watered. And even amidst this dark season, we're still getting a little bit of growth. But then I walked around to the side of the house and I saw these places where the water was beginning to kind of be captured. And it rained more. And these puddles or these spots started to get bigger and bigger. And then I went back outside just a few hours later and I noticed that not only were they bigger, but they were deeper. And then I thought to myself, how much more can this earth right here in my garden, how much more can it hold? And those thoughts that I'd had just hours before about how lucky and blessed we are with this rain, for just a moment, I found myself wishing that it would stop. I thought the earth has had enough. It's had enough. There didn't seem to be any place for the water to go, so it just collected and sat. And it continued to rain. And then I thought, that's us. We go through these challenges and we wake up and we think, there must be a lesson here. There must be a blessing amidst this. I'm learning patience. I'm learning equanimity. I'm learning something. And so just kind of like me seeing those first puddles, we appreciate the challenge and for whatever it's bringing to us. And then I go out and a few hours later, my attitude changes. And for us, chances are that as that challenge persists, with just hours before when we thought there was a blessing somewhere in here, we thought there was a lesson, now we just kind of look up and think, okay, enough is enough. Maybe that comes hours later or days for some of us. We're in a season of challenges. And we just kind of hold our hands up and we just say, how much more can we hold? Just like that earth that I was questioning earlier. But then at the same time, as I was watching the rain and I was just reflecting on these moments that we get to have today, I recalled a quote that I have quoted so many times. And I don't know if it's true, but it's just been passed around for so many years, of this man that was being interviewed right after his birthday when he turned 116. And of course, the interviews were always the same. Every year after he passed the age of 100, it was always, what's the secret? What is the secret to this longevity, to this life that you're continuing to live? And whether the story is true or not, whether he really turned 116 or not, the lesson is just as poignant and just as real. Because as the interviewer asked him, okay, what's the secret? Just tell us how. And he said, when it rains, I let it. When it rains, I let it. And then he was done talking. And as I stood watching those puddles yesterday and wondering about these words today, I couldn't help but think about that interview. So for us, when the challenges come, when these rainstorms of our life persist, what do? I think the lesson in what he was telling us in that simple quote was that we stop fighting it. That we realize, as much as rain is a natural part of life, so are these challenges. And we know that as we fight against them and we grip our hands closed and we clench our jaw, all it does is create new challenges. Now, it doesn't mean that these challenges will not hurt our hearts and cause us frustration and disappoint us and bring us sorrow. We will still go through all these stages and this ebb and this flow of emotions. But can we stop fighting against them? Can we stop asking why? Can we stop wondering, when will it end? And rather, in an effort to maintain our peace, our equanimity, our calm, are we willing to just let it rain? And I know for most of us, we're not looking so far ahead that we're trying to get to the age of 116. We just think about surviving the next thing. But that's not a way to live either. So what I would invite us to do is, as we just sit in the quiet, each of us in our own space, in our own heads, in our own reflections, just asking ourselves, am I willing to just let it rain? Am I willing to feel the things and take a deep breath in anyway? And so as we sit for just these next few minutes of quiet, what I would encourage each of us to do is first this probably goes without saying, but just first name the challenge that you are experiencing right now, the one that is closest to the here and the now for you. It could be connected to a person or your job or a situation or something deep, personal, just for you. But what's the challenge? And then maybe we just, in our mind's eye, we imagine that someone has walked up and said, okay, tell me about this meditation stuff that you do. Tell me about this yoga. Tell me about this life that you live. And you say back, it's simple. When it rains, I let it. So let's just pause and breathe and notice what comes up for you. And then breathe again and continue to notice. And as you continue to breathe, I would invite us each to go back just moments before when we first arrived. And I said, just notice that breath in and be amazed. Not amazed by this practice, not amazed by the showing up, but amazed by this present moment. And I believe, and I have found in my own life, is that when we become so focused on the present moment, the worries of the future and the trouble spots from the past, they lose their foothold. And we begin to face this challenge, whatever it is, one breath at a time. And I don't say that to sound trite or simplistic. I say that to sound true. The here and the now is all that we have control over. We cannot get stuck in the past, and we cannot continue to worry about the future. It doesn't rain in the past, and it doesn't rain in the next hour. It rains now. And so the way that we will navigate these storms is a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then as we breathe in again, we will navigate the next piece. We don't tackle it all at the same time. We don't worry about what hasn't even come yet. But I would be so blessed and so honored if someone would just ask me one day, how do I get what you've got? I watch your life. You still have struggles. You still have challenges. How do you do this? And I could say to them with certainty, when it rains, I let it. And that is my wish for each and every one of us. When you begin to think that the earth can't hold any more water, think about the capacity of this big earth that holds all of us. And when you begin to think that you can't take on any more hardships from whatever challenge you're facing right now, just pause and just reflect on the capacity of you. It is just as great as the capacity of this earth. Doubt has crept in along the way. But the more that we practice this, letting it rain, the more we start to see the capacity of us within. And that is a reason to marvel in amazement. Namaste.